Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to add grid system on your design. So this time you're going to create a one-time grid system that you can apply it on any screen you create. So it can range from mobile or it can be PC. If you're new to my channel, kindly hit the subscribe button for more updates. To get started, I'm going to click on the frame section and then click on the MacBook Air. You can pick any screen of your choice. After that, the grid system we're going to be using is the 8-point or 4-point grid system. So for desktop, I will be adding the new layout grid system here. Once you select this, it's going to add a grid. So I'm going to zoom in so that we can all see. Here, I'm going to click on this settings here, and we're going to change this from grid to columns. So here, since we're using the 4-point grid system, here we can have 4 plus 4, which is 8, and then plus 4, which is 12. So for desktop design, it is recommended that we use the 12-point grid system. I'm going to explain to you and then showcase an example why we need the 12-point for desktop. Here, I'm going to set that to center because using the stretch is a bit sketchy sometimes. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this to 32. That's the gutters. And then the width here, I'm going to change it to double of the gutter, 64. The gutter here is the spacing between this element, that's the white spacing here. So it is referred to as gutters. Let me make some adjustment here, which you see the gutters have been adjusted. I'm going to click on this and then take it back to the original 32. So once you have this, you've created a grid system for your desktop application. We can now add this to our design system. To do that, I'm going to click on this section here, then we can click on the plus sign here, and then we can name this PC. Then we can create this system here. So now you see this particular grid now has a name, so I can apply this on any of my screen. Good. So I can now select this and add another screen. Let's say this MacBook, this desktop here. So after adding the desktop, I can drag this now to apply the style, the grid system we've created. I can click on the add layout grid here. After which I can select this point here and then add the PC here. You see it has been applied here and we don't need to recreate that particular grid system. So let's move to the mobile devices. To do that, I'm going to select this and then add a mobile phone. So I will be using the iPhone 14 Pro. On a very good day, mobile screen uses just one grid system. But for this tutorial, we're going to add a normal layout grid. Then we try using the columns. So here, I'm going to click on this and change this to columns. So this time, for mobile screen, the column count, we can maintain the 4. And I'm going to use the stretch for the mobile device. Here, the margin, I'm going to set that to 32. And then the gutters here, you can set that to 16. So here, we can do the same thing. You can now click here and then add a new grid style. So this, you can name it mobile. So we can now click on the create here. So if I should add a new mobile screen here, click on this and then I add a iPhone 14 Pro Max. I can select this and then add a layout grid. So we can pick this and then select the mobile here. Now you see it's applied to this mobile. So let's take a look at another different type of design orientation. I'm going to click on this section and then I'll add a desktop. So adding this desktop, there are interface called the dashboards. So for dashboards, I will just use the rectangle to just illustrate that. I'm going to do 64 times 4. So I'm going to have 256 for the width, and then I can now add a column here. So the height is going to be 64. So if this is a dashboard, you can use this measurement. Here we can adjust the colors, and then I can pick this color here. I can select this, add the red, then reduce the opacity. Now do the same here. So we have this, and then so now this is the measurement. So let's just add a little space here so that we can differentiate. So now this is the measurement when you're creating an admin dashboard. Okay, after creating our grid system, so this is the reason why we use the 12-point grid system. So here I can click on this to create one column on a design. Let's say this is a website, and I can duplicate this and create 2 columns. I can make that 2, and then grab this and then make this 2 here. I can click on this, duplicate it, and then drag this down here and make that 3. So we have 4 columns. I can do this, duplicate this, and then make that 4. You see, we have 3 columns. I can duplicate this and then make this 2. So you see, it is easier to divide screens when you're using 12 than using 10. If you're using 10, you will get stuck. But if you're using 12, you have lots of options that you can use for the grid system.